You just mentioned there kind of a black actor, and you've spoken in the past about how you don't like the term African American.
No, I don't mind the term African American. I don't want to be called African American.
Why is that?
I'm not African.
Very strong.
Fair play. Fair play, I guess. Absolutely. Yeah, I don't, yeah, listen, Black American, it is what it is, I don't care. But definitely not like African American. I don't really subscribe to anything, right? So, but either way.
So yes, staying on the issue of race, did you ever face discrimination in your career at the start? Do you still feel that it happens nowadays? I mean, what is your view of the issue of race in Hollywood?
Typecasting,
I don't
maybe?
think there is an issue of race in Hollywood. Somewhere back there in the 70s,
Okay.
the decision was made by almost all and sundry that we have to start open casting. Now, if you look on television, you pretty much see the range of cultural, that's not the right word because we all belong to the same culture. We just, anyway, but you see everybody. And I think that Hollywood learned in the 70s, oh, here's reality. Ossie Davis directed a movie called Cotton Comes to Harlem.
Okay.
It made hundreds of millions of dollars.
I've never heard of it.
And of course, Hollywood is colorblind. It only sees green. If it makes money, it's a good thing. Therefore, the walls came tumbling down.
Cotton Comes to Harlem is a 1970 American neo-noir action comedy film co-written and directed by Ossie Davis and starring Godfrey Cambridge, Raymond St. Jacques, and Red Fox.
Red Fox?
Later cited as an early example of the blaxploitation genre, is based on Chester Himes' novel of the same name.
Okay.
The opening theme, Ain't Now But It's Gonna Be, was written by Ossie Davis and performed by Melba Moore. The film was one of the many black films that appeared in the 1970s and became overnight hits.
That started that whole blaxploitation period, might be before your time.
A little bit about
Yeah, just a little.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I guess staying on the issue of discrimination, I guess, in recent months, years, there's been more and more outspoken actresses talking about the unfair portrayal of women in Hollywood. Do you think that that's fair?
The unfair portrait of women in Hollywood?
They're portrayed in a certain way which objectifies
Well,
them.
wait a minute. Meryl Streep, Kate Blanchett, Julia Roberts, Renee Zellweger, Charlize Theron, Uma Thurman, Nicole Kidman. I don't think there is an unfair portrait of women in Hollywood. Thank you. I don't.
Bro, they're trying to catch him in something, it seems. It's like they're trying to bait bait him to be a victim for some reason, guys. I mean, listen, if you don't want to see whatever's being specifically portrayed in the film, maybe you don't see that specific film, I would say here. But let's see where this goes.
If someone thinks differently, we'll talk about that. Nobody does, though, do they? Do you?
Sir?
Do you have an opinion about that?
I mean, you asked the question.
I think, as you said, Hollywood, the only color is green, and if society has a problem with objectifying women, I think Hollywood latches onto it. And okay, if you think that's true, do you think Hollywood has a duty to project women in a different way to how society might view them, in a more positive light? Well, not even positive, in a different light.
Hollywood only sees its
bottom dollar
one duty.
Make
Stay
money.
in business.
Right. If there was
Whatever
not a
that
market,
takes.
guys, if there was not a market for it, it wouldn't exist. Like seriously, if you know that there's a film coming out and you're just like, hey guys, listen, hold on, guys. Under no circumstance do I stand for the meaning of this here. And there were a gigantic amount of people who also felt the same exact way. They just wouldn't go. Right? They wouldn't give their money to it. Then what does Hollywood then immediately realize? Right? What does the media immediately realize? This no longer matters. So let's go ahead and kind of flip the narrative on its head for the next film. So maybe this, in fact, will actually function here, guys. Right? But until then, you cannot be surprised that mainstream media, Hollywood specifically, is not looking to change anything, guys. I mean, I think Hollywood is in California for a reason, and California's politics, again, also for the most part, represent the exact thing that he's saying here. Right? If there were not a gigantic quantity of people willing to stay in California, pay the ridiculous taxes, then the things that California basically represents large scale would not, in fact, exist, guys.
So they don't get on a social high horse and go, running through the bushes. We make movies to make money to make movies.
Yep, that's it.
That's
Bottom
line.
Stepping back a little bit.
I say we, and wrong term to use. I'm not. I don't personify Hollywood.
Right. Respect. That's it. There's nothing wrong here. I was trying to get his overall kind of opinion here, and I think we got it here. There are people who are going to attempt to look for something deeper other than the literal financial aspect of why things are promoted, why someone like the Black Square activism has worked, why some of the hashtag activism has worked, why so many companies jumped onto DEI specifically after hearing how popular it was, specifically with Gen Z and TikTok culture, guys, right? Understand this here. Everything is in position to make money. Guys, companies and businesses are not in the business specifically to be moral and ethic. They're there to sell things. This is why you have to kind of look at the overall disingenuous nature generally of these gigantic corporations backing causes. Ignore it. Guys, if you don't like it, ignore it. But unfortunately, there's a good amount of people who fall for the absolute idiocy and have no real ability to critically think deeper than what they're seeing because they say, oh, this company represents my community. No, they don't. They want to sell to your community. That's it. They want to sell to your community. They want to sell to, whatever echo chamber, bro. They don't want echo chambers to stop existing because, listen, that's a gigantic base of people, specifically who all think the same. So guess what I just did here, right? I now know I can draw a picture of what my consumer looks like, bro. Generally septum piercings and blue hair, bro. But that's kind of what it is, right? And it's not even that hard to kind of come up with this reasoning. Let's just say this here, right? I mean, I'm glad that there's someone with some type of notoriety that is saying things like this. It's important for people, kind of with his backing and his name specifically to kind of point out the literal flaws in mainstream media and Hollywood, right? Stop thinking these things care about whatever cause you're pointing out here. They don't care. They're there to make money. They're going to consistently do this until there's no money in it. And then what are they going to do immediately? Back out of it. They didn't care to begin with, bros. They didn't at all. Zero, bro.
Guys, do you want to watch movies with me? I never actually thought to promote it over here, guys. But if you guys do want to watch it, guys, we have hundreds of movies. And I mean hundreds of movies that we've reacted to. You guys can come watch them with me if you want to, along with many TV shows. Currently, we're working on the show Dexter, along with Vikings. And we have a lot of series that are already completed. But if you guys do want to watch it with me, the link is in the description. Everything's available at the second tier. But of course, if that's not your thing, guys, don't worry, right? Listen, like and subscribe.